Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. In the last episode we landed on the surface of Dres and we took a surface sample and we explored the whole planet and we discovered that the planet is smaller than the moon. And now, speaking of Dres, our Dres Research Probe has now a visual on Kerbin because up there is Kerbin and the thing is about to return. And the most interesting thing is that this is happening about 5 days after we landed on the surface of Dres. So in this case here, all exciting Dres things are happening at the same time. And after 1 year and 163 days, the probe is finally returning back home from the Dres expedition. And this is a quite long flight. And well, most of this is due to the fact that we were too fast to establish an orbit or to do the braking maneuver at Dres, and so I just left the sphere of influence of Dres right away after a close flyby, and then I had to prepare some maneuvers in the orbit around the Sun in order to have a rendezvous or an encounter with Kerbin, and now finally we do have the chance to have an encounter. And we will have then a flyby of 19 kilometers. So in this case, we should be able to get captured or to land on the surface of Kerbin and to deliver our science data, which is pretty cool. And now it's about to do the transition from the sphere of influence of the Sun to the sphere of influence of Kerbin. So let us get a little bit closer. And only a few seconds to go. Okay, let's cut it here and let's follow this magic moment from this view. And okay, no target. We are now in the sphere of influence of Kerbin and our trajectory 19 kilometers hasn't changed. This is very good. So now we are finally returning back home and we are delivering some valuable science data, and I'm pretty excited to see how much science we are bringing back home. And in this case, now it's time to speed up a little bit to get closer to Kerbin. And can we see somewhere oh, there's the moon. There's the moon orbiting around Kerbin, but I don't think that we are able to see Minmus orbiting around Kerbin. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Maybe we can see it, but I don't think so. I think we just can see the moon, and we are getting closer and closer to Kerbin. And then at some point I think we need to do our separation, our stage separation from our driving section, and then we are doing the re-entry. And this is pretty exciting. Unfortunately we are doing this on the nighttime side. Okay, let's slow down a bit. As we are getting closer, we are speeding up. And over there is Kerbal Space Center, so unfortunately we are not landing there, but well, this doesn't matter because we are coming finally back home after we missed our Dres encounter. Well, we haven't missed the Dres encounter, but we missed to establish an orbit around Dres, and we had a quite long odyssey behind us, so it's quite okay that we are missing Kerbal Space Center. At least we are able to arrive here at the planet, and this is all what is important. And okay, now what about, I think we can continue a little bit before I do the spacecraft separation. But wait, look at this beautiful view. This is a cool view somehow, to see the small crescent of the Kerbin and our spacecraft in front of it. This is pretty amazing. This is a great view. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, we have to land our spacecraft. Let's get a little bit closer. And I think just before we have the sunset, so maybe now, it's time to say at first how much fuel is left. Well, 84 units of liquid fuel are left, but well, it was not enough fuel to establish an orbit or to break in the sphere of influence of Dres. So okay, let's say goodbye to this. Very good. And then, in order to protect a little bit our science, I hope, well, we need to retract the panels, because I do not want to have them smacking into my science data and in the end destroying it or so. Yeah, I hope we do have enough charge. Let me see, we do have 210 charge. I hope this is enough to come down to the 3.5 minute mark. Whoa, camera is freaking out. Where's my spacecraft? My spacecraft is gone. Where's my spacecraft? Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, and there is our driving section. Okay, I was talking about, I hope that we do have enough charge so that we can deploy the parachutes. Because, well, it would be a little bit problematic. What about the charge? Yeah, we do have enough charge. If we then are not able to deploy the parachutes and we would just smack into ground, and this would be a very bad ending for the whole research and for the whole mission, if we are not able to bring back the science data safely back home to the surface. Okay, and let's speed a little bit up to get closer. And now, okay, now we do have our re-entry effects. Now we are slowing down and we are getting captured by Kerbin, hopefully, and I hope we won't return back into space and instead we will just land down there. And I think, yeah, we are very deep in the atmosphere, so we should be landing at some point. I hope we are not landing somewhere here on the mountain ridge. This would be a little bit problematic. And okay, we are slowing down quite fast. This is good. This is really good. What about our charge? Well, we do have enough charge. We do have enough charge to deploy our parachutes. This is good. This is really good. Okay, we've lost most of our velocity. Very nice. What is about the space debris? I hope. Debris? Kerbin departure state at launch pad. Okay, I think the debris is gone. This is good. So we can switch off this indication. So our... oh no, we are getting closer to the mountain ridge. I'm not quite sure if you can see this on YouTube, but I'm a little bit worried. I hope we are not starting to roll down some kind of slope or so. This would be really bad. This would be a really bad ending for this expedition. Okay, we are still quite fast in our approach. Our descent velocity is quite fast, but I think as soon as we've deployed our chutes, it should be okay. And I think now it's a good time to deploy our chutes. We can then switch off SAS. And yeah, the velocity is decreasing quite nicely after we've deployed our chutes. Very good, very good. And, well, unfortunately we are coming down in the nighttime side. I'm not quite sure if you're able to see this. And, well, I hope you can see this. I'm not quite sure about the on YouTube. I have now also enabled the ground scatter. I guess it was called a ground scatter. Now we do have some trees, and on the moon we should have some moon rocks and so on. So yeah, this is pretty cool. These are the advantages of having a new computer, that suddenly you are able to do this without having performance issues anymore, and this is just amazing. Okay, now we are gliding down. We are getting closer and closer to the trees. Hopefully we are not landing directly inside a tree, as we do here. Well, we just missed the tree. This is good. This is good. And touchdown. Okay, very good, very good. The probe has safely returned back home to Kerbin after 1 year and 163 days and 13 hours and 1 minute. Not bad, not bad. This was a very long voyage. Okay, let's recover this vessel. And let's see what we've got for this. Okay, 712.5 science for this mission. Not bad. So, material study while in space near Dres, observation near Dres, Goo observation in high Dres, high over Dres, gravity scan near Dres, gravity scan while high over Dres, gravity... Oh, we have brought back several times the gravity scan, then we do have also several times the temperature scan, but well, it counted only once. All the other temperature scans were a little bit a waste, and then recovery of a vessel returned from a flyby of Dres. 36 signs. This is cool. This is cool. Okay, 7,002 signs and 712.5 signs for this mission. Not bad. This is really cool. Okay, parts. Only 40.2% value because we are 1,238.5 kilometers away from the Kerbal Space Center. But as I already said in the beginning, well, for being stuck in orbit basically and somehow managed to return back home to Kerbin, this is still pretty close because otherwise we could have missed the planet completely. What? Oh, okay. That's why, because I have so many times this science instrument. That's why we got so many funds back. This is crazy. This is really crazy. And crew? Okay, no crew. So, a lot of money. Well, and of course, not a contract completed. And speaking, plant a flag on Dres. Why are you... Well, haven't we done this? Plant a flag on Dres. Why should we do this twice? Anyways. Test Kerbal, no, we do not have such an engine. Rescue, no, I do not want to rescue someone. Radial decoupler, no. Okay, and yeah, in this case we do not have anything else to do. But after the successful end of the Dres probe, what is coming up next? Next is the correction burn for one of our Joule expedition missions for Bob expedition, I guess. Yeah, the Bob expedition. In 10 days and 8 hours it will have a correction burn. But at first let me just have a short view. I think the return window from Eve to Kerbin will open shortly. This is also pretty cool. Okay, we want now to... I hope this won't open up in 10 days. We can now get a little bit closer to our maneuver node for the Bob expedition. 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. Okay, we can speed up a little bit more. 1 day. Only a few hours to go. And it's a very gently burn of 4.4 meters per second. Maybe we can do this. So, okay, we overshot. But this doesn't matter because this is our mid-course correction burn. Okay, it's Dirdo Kerman. Dirdo Kerman, let me make sure that I'm controlling from the right side. Yeah, what? I think something went wrong as we overshot because I'm not quite sure that I need to do a 3,160 meters per second burn. Okay, what do I want to do? What is bad and why do I want... Oh, because I'm currently on a collision course with Joule. Yeah, this is the reason. Let's set up a new maneuver node. 16 minutes. Very good. Where is Joule? Joule is over here. Focus view on Joule. We currently do have a collision course and I wanted to fix this. No, not speeding up. The other way. And where is my periapsis? There it is, there it is. Then we would have a periapsis of 200 kilometers. This would be barely above the atmosphere. This is good enough. And 4 meters per second burn. What about where is our monopropellant? Well, we do have enough monopropellant. I think we can use this for our mid-course correction burn. Or will I use the main engine? I think I will try it at first with the main engine. I think this can be also quite productive. Okay. It's wobbling around, but I think this is not good. This is not good. And let's do a gently throttle. Okay, we can do this very gently. Very gently, very gently. And stop the engine right now. So what have we done? We now have a joule periapsis of about 150 to 160 kilometers. This is good enough, and we will arrive here in 34 days. We will arrive at Joule in 34 days. This is pretty cool that we are already there. And well, this is cool. This is cool. The Joule expedition is about to arrive there. And what about the Eve return window? Well, I think the Eve return window will be maybe even before the arrival at Joule. This is also pretty cool. I will figure this out, and I will bring you back in once I am aware of what is coming next. So yeah, let me do this. Okay, here we are with our Eve expedition, and we are still in orbit around Gilly, and yeah, we are orbiting around here. We do have a beautiful view over to Eve, and well, this is also a quite interesting view. You see on the one hand this lumpy asteroid captured by Eve, and on the other hand you see the purple planet we landed on, and yeah, this is pretty exciting. And now, because, well, the return window has almost arrived, and in this case we need to start thinking about returning back home to Kerbin, and the Bob expedition is the closest one to Joule. It's currently about 28 days away from the encounter with Joule, so yeah, Bob expedition will arrive at first, and then the other Joule expedition flights will arrive shortly afterwards. And this is pretty interesting, but now we do have to think about returning back home to Kerbin, and at first we need to return to Eve, and I'm not quite sure where do I need to do the burn for the best outcome. Well, leaving Gilly is pretty easy, but where is the best way to get as close as possible to Eve? It's pretty hard to see. Do I need to speed up? Yeah, I need to speed up to get as close as possible to Eve, because I like to have a close flyby. Maybe I need to do an aero braking maneuver in order to slow down a bit and to reduce my velocity, or well, I'm not quite sure, because I like to fly as close as possible. Wait, Eve is flying in this direction, so we need to do our burn in order to leave for Kerbin on this side. So yeah, it might be possible. So to get the most use out of Eve's gravity and Eve's mass, we should have our flyby as close as possible when we are doing our burn to return back to Kerbin. And in this case, yeah, let me prepare for this. 601 kilometer. Can I get this a little bit closer? No, it's 610 kilometers. 319, 192, 156. I think 156 is a good altitude to start thinking about our return burn for leaving Eve and returning back home to Kerbin. And now, at first, let's make sure. Well, wait, we are sitting in this capsule, so if we are controlling from here, yeah, we are controlling from here, then everything should work out well. At first, we need to do a bit of a time warp. We can only do 50 times the time warp, and we might even be able to see for the last time our landing area where we landed on the surface of Gilly. And here, let's prepare at first our burn to leave Gilly before we then can start thinking about creating our trajectory to fly back home to Kerbin. And okay, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Oh, I think this could be now the good position, and we are almost coming across our landing area. Let's turn around for a prograde burn. And okay, here we are with our, come on, turn back. Okay, and full throttle. Okay, a 50-second burn. So, with this, we are now starting to leave Gilly. It was a nice expedition and a nice landing down there. But, well, we need to bring back our valuable science data back home, and we need to finish our Eve exploration after we landed on Eve. After we landed on Gilly, we finished this Eve system. And yeah, now it's finally time to deliver this back home to the Kerbal Space Center, so that our scientists can learn something from all the data we've gathered from this expedition. And yeah, this is pretty amazing. This is pretty amazing, and so I can't wait to return back home and to deliver this data. And when I'm returned there, I need to think a little bit about how I will do it as best, because I have 2 spacecraft and I like to bring them home in a separate landing, because I like to have the recovery of a vessel from the surface of Gilly and from the surface of Eve. So I like to have both science data. And here we are now on our flight to leave Gilly. We are coming directly across our landing area. Unfortunately, it's currently in the shadow of Gilly, but this doesn't matter. Okay, our Eve periapsis is then at 161 kilometers. This is good. Our Gilly escape is already in 8 minutes. So let us... Wait, can I set a maneuver node up there? 7 minutes. Okay, this is good. So we can see a little bit how Gilly is getting smaller as we are leaving it. Unfortunately, it's still covering the sun. Oh, we had a beautiful sunrise. This was amazing. And yeah, goodbye Gilly. Goodbye Gilly. We are still seeing our landing area. This is cool. This is really cool. Okay, we have to do... Oh, now the indication is switched off. We have to get a little bit closer and... Okay, now we should be pretty close to the end of Gilly's sphere of influence, so that we are switching over to Eve's sphere of influence, and we are starting to return back at first to Eve, to get closer to Eve, to get a little bit help of the gravity of Eve. Okay, now we switched over, and so we can use even the O-berth effect to save a little bit of fuel. And okay, now my idea is that I'm hopefully able, because we are already almost on a trajectory that will help us to leave the sphere of influence of Eve when we are coming down here in 1 day and 10 hours. It's a quite long flight. When we extend a little bit our velocity, then we have already an escape window or the escape velocity, and this is pretty cool. So I hope that I need only a few drops or few units of fuel to return back to Kerbin. But yeah, we will find this out in the next episode, when we hopefully are returning back home to Kerbin, and maybe when we even have our first arriving mission at Jewel to explore the Julian moons. So yeah, a lot of exciting things are going to happen. But as I said, this will be in the next episode. In this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we continue. Until then, my name is Abby. See you! Wow, this is a cool view.